reality to be focused on me. I'm on TV. I am a Vidiot.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, once again to another episode of Vidiot On Demand. This is it. My name is Philip Williams. If you're new here, you're going to want to click down below, specifically subscribe. Finally, after all of the strange events that have taken place in order for this to happen, here we are. We're actually here to see a movie that kind of shouldn't exist. We're going to talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League. I've always been kind of meh on the whole thing. I love these characters. But of course, in 2017, when I saw the original Justice League, I was not that impressed. I'm going to be honest. The Zack Snyder films that have come out previous to this one, I've always felt was not that good. You have your Man of Steel. What's the other one? I don't even remember now because I'm trying to block it from my mind. Batman 5, Superman Dawn of Justice. Let's get into this film. Let's go no spoilers. And then I will give all the spoilers in the universe, but I'll warn you. Is it better than the original Justice League from 2017, the Whedon cut, if you will? Yes. So, on to spoilers. How many shots of Ben Affleck's body double on horseback do we need? We go into the movie knowing that it's 4 hours. And they give us 17 different, like I didn't actually count it, but it just feels like a lot of different shots. They shot all these different ones and he said, screw it. Let's just put all of them in. And by the way, this thing, there's no need for it. But you get used to it. You don't notice it. You don't think about it after a while. There are a few things I remember being in the theater watching this and going, wait, what? And surely you would think that if you get to do a do-over, you would change those things. Like, omit it completely. For example, dressed like a bat. You're out of your mind, Bruce Wayne. And he says that in front of everybody, right? You had me. You were so close because the way they introduced Bruce going into the situation, and then there was a moment where it's like, does he have no idea that Arthur Curry is Aquaman? But then you go, oh no, he's known the whole time. He's just trying to fish him out, so to speak. Oh, bad pun. He's going into the situation knowing what he's dealing with, knows how to play him and manipulate him a little bit so that he can come out on top. Only to have the guy go, millionaire Bruce Wayne over here, everybody. See, nobody cares. I love musicals, so don't get me wrong. If we did a full-on Justice League the musical, I'd be all for it. But let me know before I go into this that it's going to break out in the song. And please be in this language that I can understand so that I can get the context. That would be helpful. Once again, Wonder Woman traumatizes people. I love Wonder Woman. She's amazing. Gal Gadot, my queen. The level of harshness she goes after these criminals. I know they're terrorists and they were really going to kill a lot of people for seemingly no reason. The bad guys were really bad. She's a warrior, so people die. I get that. But there are children there and she knows there's children there. And she is like, just brutally murdering these people in front of them. The brutality seemed a bit, It seemed odd after all of that for her to have the inspirational moment with one of the girls when it was literally like, oh yeah, good luck having therapy for the rest of your life because you witnessed a man explode. Moving on. The Amazons, they rock. This was amazing. Seeing how hard Queen Hippolyta was kicking ass was amazing. And actually showing Steppenwolf be intimidating. I love the bit with all of the arrows, and then he just flexes and the armor clenches around it and just clips them off. That's amazing. The bit where Wonder Woman gets to be Indiana Jones. Man, that was cool. I love that. In fact, it kind of felt like the Aquaman movie and how they did a bit of a treasure hunt thing there. No, they should have just switched characters. That Gerard Butler look-alike guy who literally just, "This is Sparta!" to Darkseid. All I could think of was 300 in that moment. Why not? Everyone got rid of the mother boxes in a way that worked for them. So Atlanteans under the water somewhere. Amazons had it in this awesome, thing guarded all the time. What does man do? They just bury it somewhere. Stupid! Stupid! And then the Nazis of all people find it? Iris West. Is it Kiersey Clemens? I think her name is. She's so cute. I just wanted to say she's so cute. And their little moment, that whole Flash intro sequence was really good. It was a sweet, it felt like their meet cute, but also displaying his powers and also introducing her. Man, that was really charming. Barry Allen, he's still kinda not quite hitting all of his comedy moments in some of the dialogue, but he's nailing it in other ways. That bit where Steppenwolf comes out and he grabs a dude from Atlantis and he just shoves him up against the rock. And then he pulls out the little CGI creature that gets on his head and then displays his memory. And I was thinking, is that a Starro reference? Moving on. British accent on Mira. Okay. Cyborg has some more stuff. Now, Ray Fisher must be really happy that a lot of his work is actually being on display now. So, yay for him, The way they visualize his interfacing with the different technology was fun. That he's just like, I see myself as a normal guy walking around with my Under Armour jacket. So I guess Zack Snyder is just like, you can't talk underwater, but in a fantasy world where there are underwater breathing humanoid creatures, they communicate somehow. And for the audience's sake, why not just have it be speaking? You know what I mean? I understand the logic behind it. It just feels weird that, according to him, they're always going to have to burst out a bubble to get exposition out. But I love that move that she was pulling on Steppenwolf, when she was made the bubble, but then she just started sucking the water and stuff and almost some of his bloods and stuff out. That was a good move. Also, by the way, the whole conversation they have about resurrecting him made more sense, because I just remember it was in the original. It just felt like, well, we just got to bring him back, right? Let's bring back Superman to save the day, because we all suck. We need the big guns, and he's the big gun. It was really cool to see Martian Manhunter show up. It's cool that another black actor gets work doing something, gets to be a superhero. That's fun. Moving on, Batman on a tank for no reason. It was literally just like, hey, we have the ability to put anything we want in the background. Sure, why not have him on the Frank Miller tank, What is his whole deal? Batman is just driving a tank the size of a freeway. Is that how he patrols? Not so ninja-like at all. I don't know. There's one bit of the original that I kind of miss, and it's the dark version of the John Williams Superman theme. I don't know why, but it was kind of fun to hear it, so I was a bit like, ooh. They should have done a better job of showing that he was mostly in self-defense mode, because it just looked like he was enraged by everything. But yes, and then when he finally goes back, his suit is there, the suit that he had, and he turns and goes, but what about this one? That was it. Was there any real reason? I would love it if there was just a bit of dialogue. Jor-El can say that and just go, hey, put this one on because it'll help you recharge your cells even faster. And if you don't feel like your old self again, call me in the morning.
Oh, thank you, Doctor.
No, I'm not a doctor.
Great hero moment for Barry. The way they threw additional dialogue recording, by the way. They introduced the whole time travel aspect and him going like with every step that he takes in an uncharted territory, the world is written around him. That was beautiful, and that was great, and that really was like, oh, this is how powerful Barry is, that he can manipulate time because he's that fast. If anything you should take away from a Zack Snyder film, it's the visuals. He's great at that. Everybody knows it's Bruce. News travels fast from all the way from Iceland to Lex Luthor. The nightmares sequence, the future stuff, it's slightly confusing. A lot of people thought his Joker in Suicide Squad was the worst Joker. That aside, because even though he does sound like Jim Carrey a few times, does this movie have to be rated R? I can understand that the instinct to make something rated R is so that you can tell real adult stories. Why is it that in some rated R movies you feel juvenile? The fact that the Batman swears, it shouldn't be the highlight of a movie, and if you think it's the highlight of the movie, you're 12. I'm not saying that this has to be a family picture. It's something you can take home to mom, or you can prop up your copy of Justice League with you in church. That's not what I'm talking about. So blood and the F word is it. That's the only thing you're going to get in this movie, because it's not like Lois Lane is going to get her tits out. You can make mature things that appeal to everyone. You know, you can tell. Pixar makes mature content. I'm going to effing kill you, and I will. Why haven't you, Ben Affleck's Batman? Because when you think about it, you've killed everybody else everywhere all the time. So in this version of the story, why haven't you killed him already? It doesn't make sense. So now for my rating. There feels like there was more thought put into certain elements. A lot of characters were fleshed out. All of the characters had their hero moment. And there were a few genuine surprises that I genuinely enjoyed. Those are just some general thoughts. Overall, it's a better film than the original. You should see it if you're a fan of these characters. You're definitely gonna want to DC this. See the movie. Well, I've gone on for a long time. Please like and subscribe. Check out all the other stuff that I do on this channel. Maybe you'll enjoy some of it. Maybe you'll think it's crap. Either way, give it a like. But I hope you enjoyed this. See ya. Love you. Goodbye.